Hello everyone, greetings and namaste. My name is Luke Elijah and we're here at the Heart Mind Body Festival. It's been a long time since you guys have seen me or because I've been taking a break, but I'm very glad to be back, and my first guest ever since coming back is crystal connoisseur Graham Cox. I'm very glad to have Graham come onto this talk show with me to share with you his expertise and on how crystals can improve every facet of your life. Thank you so much, Graham, for coming onto my show.
It's a pleasure.
Right. Graham, could you share with my audience, right, what makes crystals so appealing to you, and share with us your journey with crystals?
I think crystals are appealing to me in a way that they're appealing to many people. They are beautiful, shiny and lovely, but they give us a sense that there's something maybe a little bit missing, that sort of connection with the earth. And I started off when I was about 14 years old, going into a New Age centre, which is sort of that 1990s setting in the UK.
Oh, it started early, yeah?
Yes, yeah. Following my dad and then picking up a piece of carnelian and feeling the physical sensation of that stone, becoming bodily aware with carnelian. And then it went from there. I started attending a few crystal courses, and then I expanded my horizons all the way until I'm talking to all of you, which is quite an amazing tour for me.
Right. In your whole span of your love affair with crystals, how many crystals would you have accumulated by now?
Yeah, it's quite a few. It's probably, now we've open for business as well, it's probably kind of coming into the thousands.
Thousands? You could open a crystal museum with it, right?
Yeah, we sure could. Sell people a ticket and the entrance to the door. Yeah.
Totally. You know, with so many crystals in your possession, how would you choose? What would you recommend to the audience members? Right? How would you choose crystals? How about you? What was your top 3 personal favorites?
I would say for me it is Danbarite that got me started, and that was the one that was the real deep connection. When I decided to sort of open up my emotions to the stones, Danbarite appeared to me and took me forward and really opened up my world to all the sort of possibilities and all the other ways that I can actually work with crystals and help other people. So I find that for me, Danbarite is a fantastic thing. Yes, and it's right here. This is actually a rather unusual size piece. If I was to show something a little bit more, still beautiful, but a little bit more typically sized, it would be about this size. But yes, Danbarite has actually given me a new lease of life with crystals. But as I always say, it's not always about the huge crystals that are high vibrational. There's also the other parts to it as well, which are grounding and also expanding into the body.
Right, speaking of grounding, I think one of your personal favorites you mentioned to me was black tourmaline. Tell us what's so special about black tourmaline. Why does it make you tick?
Black tourmaline, we have a piece here. It's not the largest piece. All those large pieces have been snapped up by people, and that's not surprising because tourmalines and black tourmalines, the way that it works is removing that stickiness from the negative side of things. And in both ways, in terms of we have things that happen and negativity that can come into our lives.
All the time.
Yep, in daily work, struggles and various forms. It's not saying that those will stop. What happens is it's the sticky quality that gets removed. So we don't, as the mindfulness practitioners would say, ruminate on them, which doesn't really help. It then also helps us not cause us to dump emotionally, psychically on other people as well. It actually takes the sting out of our negativity, which I think for me, when I actually started to figure that out, was such a wonderful thing, that it's not all about how crystals can benefit me, it's how I can actually help affect the world around me in that positive way and make the world a little bit better.
Well said. In fact, black tourmaline is one of my personal favorites as well that I use very frequently. It's very versatile, and spiritual grounding is a very underrated asset that we practitioners ought to use in our daily routine, right? Not just in our professional work. How about the third crystal? Third personal favorite of yours?
The third personal favorite is, for me, a wonderful stone that I met probably about 2 or 3 years ago Golden Appetite.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
It's mesmerizing.
Fantastic, fantastic piece. And the reason why? Well, I can be a little lazy. I can be a little indecisive. I can be a little afraid of making decisions and going forward and taking action. Now, grounding stones give you that practical side of things. They take the higher concepts that we get from these high vibrational stones and they ground them, but they don't yet give us the fire in our bellies, which is where Golden Appetite operates, to actually take the action. So why Appetite over the other yellow stones? Well, it's because, like most appetites, it's double action. It goes in and looks at replacing your fear with courage and building out your personal strength to have the bravery to make those decisions. And then on the out, it's helping us, simply put, decide. If we have a row of options and how do we evaluate which option is best, we can employ Golden Appetite to actually go and take us through that decision-making process. And that is really as simple as it is. I've got so much Golden Appetite around me now, it's encouraging me to click down my words to get the point across nice and simply.
Sold, I want one now. Right. Graham, I'm sure lots of people ask you, oh, I cannot feel energies, I'm new to all of this, I'm confused. How do I select a crystal that will work for me? What would you suggest?
I would suggest take your time, take it slow. If you want to buy a stone because it's pretty, buy the stone. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with aesthetics and beautiful stones. We're surrounded by them. But if it's something you want to work with, if you're going to go into a shop to purchase it, you might find that you get overridden by all those stones and you can't make up your mind, you can't decide. Take a moment, have a breath, give yourself the room, and start to actually go around and feel the stones. Now, if you don't know how you feel stones, or what I mean by that is when you pick up the stone, what sensations happen, that's a really interesting journey. Now, a lot of the literature says that it's a physical feeling, or that it might be you'll see things. Well, actually, both are true and also untrue, because there is no limit. We have a little theory at Stones Journey. Should I share it with you?
Yes.
So, my theory is that the fine energies of stones are completely new for the body. That it is almost as if we go back to being a baby and the body is having to figure out how to interpret this new energy that comes in. So it does its best job that it can do, and it creates a facsimile. It goes, well, it's kind of like a tingling feeling in your hand, or a warm feeling.
I get those.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I get a bit of a tingling on my nose at the
Your
moment.
nose?
It's rather bizarre. Yes, I don't know why, and it wasn't always that way. So it does change, and there's reasons why that happens. But some people won't have a physical sensation. They will maybe have an emotion, or they will have they will start to actually imagine things or have pictures appear in the mind, and by no means is that the limit.
Yeah, not at all.
Any way that your body can interpret anything is up for grabs, because your body is trying to do its best. Now, those that can't feel the energies, that's possibly because the body has taken in that extraneous data and simply gone, no, that's fine, it's just background data coming in from the world, and we have a lot of that. We will edit that one out for you. We'll do you, your body will do you a favor and brush that to one side. That's okay, that's something that can be worked on over time, because if your body then is around crystals a lot, you can start to understand that that is something that your body goes, oh, okay, we have a lot of this, we need to start interpreting it, and your body will catch up. You have to give the body the time as well.
Could you quickly tell the audience what's one big crystal pick for love, health, wealth, and career?
Okay, so we'll start off with, I'll take a little sidetrack. Is that okay?
Yep,
sure. So what I would say is, it's not my job to prescribe. I'm not a doctor, I'm not telling anybody what their journey will be. So be open to that. The literature is out there. Google is our friend. We can Google a lot of this information. but that does not mean that'll be your experience. There is
That's true.
there's you, there's the stone, and there's the bit in the middle where you both meet. And that is the goal. That's where the magic happens. That well, you know, the French, a frisson, you know, that little energy that happens in the middle. And yes, they do tend to take a certain form. They do tend to take a certain style of behavior with us, but it's not limited. So there is that. However, from my experience, if I was to share maybe those 4 stones, rose quartz for the love, simply because it's teaching us universal love. And
It's a classic. Yeah.
it's a
Can't go
classic
wrong.
pick. You really can't. It's really okay.
Yeah.
So on a sourcing level, it's easy to get.
Yeah. It's probably the first stone for most people. Amethyst, clear quartz, and rose quartz.
Yeah, yeah.
It's affordable as well.
It is. So bear that in mind if somebody is trying to sell you a very expensive piece. Do a little bit of homework. But for me, rose quartz was quite a journey into emotions. The idea of universal love and acceptance is very deep. Actually, we often don't accept ourselves, let alone accepting other people. So there is a lot to learn from rose quartz. Then we are into, what's the next one?
Health.
Health pick, I would go into a stone that helps you dial into your body. Body awareness is a big bridge to health. There are stones that go into healing, like the shungites and sugilites, and they're great.
Powerful.
Super
Powerful,
powerful.
yes.
Kind of a little expensive as well to start with. So let's start with something simple. Ground floor, let's get to know us. Let's go to the red stones. Let's go to rubies. Raw rubies, not the cut gems.
Yeah, you do not always need gem quality polished ones.
Exactly. So get to know the body. Start to, and it does have serious benefits for the body, such as blood circulation and vitality. But when you start to feel the blood move around your body, that's quite an experience. And that's a great place to start for health. Next one was wealth.
Well,
Yes. Okay.
everyone's favorite.
Everybody's favorite, and it's a common question.
Yeah.
So I often get asked these kinds of questions, and my question back is, what is your relationship with money? Because it's not as simple as all of that. Sometimes maybe we spend a bit too much, or we don't open the bills or pay them on time, and you know, there are ways we can sabotage ourselves with money, and ways we can definitely help ourselves out with money. But that to the side, if I was to choose a pick to actually create a strong base, I would say something like citrine is a really, really good pick to place in the wallet. Is what I do.
I have one in my wallet, so.
Fantastic. And
Yeah.
I found when I put it in that there was always this regular circulation of money in my wallet. My wallet was never left empty. Not to say that would never happen, but it seems to just start to create momentum around the money, which is interesting. Pyrite's always a good pick as well. But that can also create challenges. It's quite a forceful stone, so there can be quite a lot of emotions that come around that, especially if we're holding ourselves back with money, like many of us are in many different ways. And career was the last one?
Yes, career.
Okay. Career, I would go for something a little bit rare, and that's because of my journey with it. Tanzanite, a nice big old piece I've got here, a big old raw piece. Now Tanzanite's owned by Tiffany's, which is why when you try and get the gem version of it, something like this, if you're able to see it, it's kind of small, so sorry if you're not able to see it clearly. Tiffany's owns all the gems and they can kind of control all of that, so the prices can be high. But if you go for the raw is going to give you all the benefits, all the energies, and you can also buy into a large piece as well without kind of breaking the bank. The reason why I'm saying that for career is because it connects your heart to your head. I'm sure you all have many ideas about things you want to do, maybe in a creative sense, but maybe in a corporate sense as well. You're in an office, and it's going to connect into where you can add value, your heart. So your ideas and your emotions. Where's the value in your company? How can you become the employee that a company would fight to keep?
Wow, thank you so much for all the sharing. Graham, where can the audience go to find out more about you as well as buy some of your crystals or attend some of your crystal workshops, where can you find out more information?
Okay, so we're on all the social media, or should I say we're on Facebook and we are on Instagram. Search for us at Stone's Journey. Yep, and we will pop up and there'll be a nice little damn you're right image that'll be waiting for you there, and that's us. And we're also contactable by email if you want to reach out at info@stonesjourney.com. We hold regular monthly basic crystal workshops, as well as a workshop to help people actually connect with the stones they've already bought. So we can also put a pause on the buying for a second and actually connect. And we hold those in Haji Lane.
Splendid. I'll be placing all these links below and information. Feel free to look at them and click on them and get in touch with Graham. Thank you so much for coming on to my talk show. I will be featuring him again in the future, so look out for that. Thank you everyone for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more similar videos.
Thank you.